All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being on one of our webinars this week, our decor lighting sales webinars. This week, we're focusing on alloy LED. Next slide, please. All right. Before we begin, I think everyone's microphone is muted. We should be good to go. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute to ask, or feel free to write your questions in the chat box. We will record this webinar, so you can have your team members who'd like to view it at a later time can do so through our YouTube channel, or there will be another showing tomorrow, Thursday at 1 o'clock. All right, so our objectives today: why alloy LED? What differentiates themselves from other tape and under cabinet products manufacturers? We're going to go over some new products that were introduced last year or this year and some product highlights. So the alloy LED difference. We all know there are many companies doing some variety of tape light, under cabinet lighting, etc. But there isn't nearly as many that just specialize in that field. There are even fewer that are actually manufacturers. Yes, Alloy has a factory, and it's actually here in the United States, California to be exact, assuming California is still part of the United States. So UL actually comes out to their factory to test their product and approve Alloy for its UL listing to maintain its UL factory listing. So for two purposes, their factory and for product. Their warranty, most of their products carry a 5 to 7 year warranty on them. Again, it depends whether it's tape, a fixture, a driver, a switch, but 5 to 7 years across the board. Another great advantage with Alloy is their shipping. Pretty much every order ships no charge free freight. So the minimum is $45, which just about any order is going to come to that point. And that is whether it ships to your showroom or direct to your customer. So it's free drop shipping. There's no drop ship fees at all from Alloy. And I will tell you, you will not find a more educated and a more responsive group of customer service and tech people. They are wonderful. I can't remember calling and not getting someone on the phone the first time. And very rarely do I ever have to have them call me back because there's a question they don't know the answer to. They are excellent. They will also talk to you folks. They will talk to your customer. They will talk to the installer. I've had it where I wasn't able to assist at that time, and Alloy actually called the electrician on the site and walked them through the install issue. All right, next slide here, we can see, we kind of talked about that. We can go to slide 6, Tammy, where you can see all the certifications and specifications that Alloy carries on their different products. All the ULs, ETLs, field cuttable, closet rating, wet rating, submersible. Look at the last one. So if you get a dimmable driver, their Prima-Line tape will dim down to 0.1%. I think we've all dealt with that, whether it's a fixture, an LED fixture, an LED bulb, tape light, whatever, where you get down to 20, 30%, things start to flicker or they just shut off. So 0.1% is excellent. Next, customization. So really there's two things here that Alloy will do. One is they can cut the tape versus you buying a complete spool of tape. So they will cut it, they will add the lead, they'll solder the lead on there to whatever length lead you need, they'll wrap it up and ship it away to you or your customer. You're good to go. Number two, they will actually cut and build the fixture. So they'll cut the tape, they will cut the channel, they'll place the tape in the channel, they'll solder the lead on there, they'll put the end caps on, they will label everything if it's a larger job. So the more info you can give them, the more impressed your customer will be and the easier it'll be for the installer. I've used this a number of times. So quote and layout service. So here's some no charge services that Alloy will do. So you give them the product you want, you submit some plans or a drawing, and they will do the rest, no charge. They will give you an itemized list of product needed to complete the job. They'll give you a quoted price. And they'll also separately give you a complete layout for the job, parts that are needed and what order they get wired and laid out, what driver is going to be needed, everything. So the more you give them, the better job they can do with this. And this is a no charge. They can usually turn this around within a day or two. The next slide really shows the quality of Alloy's product. I think we've all heard of CRI, color rendering index, and that's kind of the general one used in our industry, but there's even more than just CRI to measure quality of light. Most of those you need a PhD in some sort of science name that I can't even pronounce, but you can see with these Alloy aces all those tests. A wider spectrum wheel, saturated colors, everything. Nope, you're fine. Move on to the next one. Take a look at the products that Alloy carries. They have tape light, channels, complete fixtures, under cabinet lighting, the lighted closet rod. Part of the tape includes RGB color changing, power supplies, accessories, switches, controls, everything. All right, so let's look at what's new either this year or that introduced late in 2019. We'll start with the Powerline AC tape. So we're pretty familiar with tape light being a low voltage product, typically in 12 volts or 24 volts. But here, Alloy came out with this line voltage product. So this is 120 volts household current. We really have two options here. They're shown you at the bottom of that page. One is a hardwired version. One is a plug-in version. So the hardwired one needs a junction box. It has to be the Alloy junction box. That's what's approved with this product. The other one is just you plug into an outlet. So the hardwired, again with the junction box, is a 2.7 watt tape, 200 lumens a foot. The plug-in is a 4 watt plug-in with 400 lumens per foot. The two big advantages here with the line voltage is no drivers needed and long runs. So that AC with the junction box, the 2.7 watt tape, that has 150 foot max run. And the plug-in has 164 foot max run. Both products are also wet rated, so they're great for an outdoor deck application or even a lot of commercial projects where a long run is needed. These are easy to order. In your price sheet on page 11, it's really simple. The AC hardwired with the junction box tape is $5 or $6 a foot. The plug-in is $10 per foot. Keep in mind, you're not buying all those accessories, so you don't need a driver. You don't need any other attachments, leads, or anything. Everything will come with this. The line voltage product, the AC is cuttable every foot, and the DC is every 4 inches. Alloy will cut this to your specific length and ship it out within 24 to 48 hours for most orders. And then that way, if they cut it in their factory, it is ETL listed. Those are not cuttable in the field and maintaining their ETL listing. They can be cut in the field, but if it's going to be inspected, it loses that rating. So the next new product is the neon tape light. So this is actually LED tape. It's not neon lighting, it's LED tape, but neon is that material that the product is encased in. Basically, there are two options here. We got side bending and we have top bending. So depending on the application and the shape that you're contouring around would dictate which of those two that you would go with. This product is wet rated. It's actually submersible IP67 rating. You can see some cool application shots there on this product on the next page too. So they have a little mounting track for this. So if you're wondering, all right, I can bend it top to bottom, side to side, how is it going to hold that shape? If it's not a small area, that would maintain it within that shape. they have a little flexible track system that will hold it, that you mount and then this snaps right into. So next we have the disc lights. We're all familiar with the puck lights. It's probably one of the first products that came out with LED lighting with those puck lights. These have just gotten better and better over the years, and these disc lights are amazing. They're approved to 98 CRI. Your lumen output is 130 to 317 lumens per disc, depending on whether you do the 3-inch or 4-inch, and then also the Kelvin temperature changes that lumen output a little bit. They're available in white, nickel, and black, edge lit, hotspot free technology. And these things are ultra thin. They're about a 1/4 inch, actually a little less than a 1/4 inch. So it's a very clean, less obtrusive appearance than a standard puck light. Next, one of my little favorites is this little ELV dimmer. So one of the issues anytime we're dealing with low voltage lighting or tape lighting is, where does the driver go? So this little fellow is great. So you can see there by the photo comparison, that's a 1/4 there, so you can see how small this is. It's less than 3 inches in length. It's less than 1.5 inches deep and less than 1 inch in height. So the advantage of this is a class 2 rated driver. This will actually fit into an outlet on the wall. So an outlet that normally an on-off switch or a plug-in receptacle would go in, this little driver will fit into there. So if you want to dim it, you do need an ELV dimmer that will work in conjunction with this. If it's just an on-off switch, that's fine. Otherwise, you're going to want an ELV, electronic low voltage dimmer, to operate this driver. Available in both 12 and 24 volts up to 60 watts. So next are some of the ones that have really been popular for us over the years. You can see some of the more popular tape lights there from Alloy. Really, probably the most the best seller for us is the PrimaLine 3. It's available in an XT, which stands for extended version, so you can do runs up to 40 feet. It's a really affordable product at roughly $5 a foot, depending on the spool length that you buy it in. And it's a good lumen output. You're right around 200, 225 lumens per foot, which is really where most people are going to want it. Next is an example of this PrimaLine tape that we had installed in a Surface 6, really ultra thin channel. You can see we tuck them underneath the lip of the cabinet here right up front. You can see the lights reflect off both the counter and the backsplash. And when you're at eye level, you see nothing. You don't see the wiring, you don't see the channel, the tape. It's a really nice, sleek look. Next, I want us all to read this page out loud together. I'm just kidding. We aren't going to go through all these line by line, but just to show you the expansive breadth of Alloy's tape line. I mean, there's a tape light for every customer. There's a tape light for every application, including the RGBW and RGB, so the color changing tape. So here's one that I was out doing with a customer. So what we did was we measured all these little cubbies in the display wall. We sent those to Alloy. We told them what length lead we needed to put on each one to reach the drivers, and they did everything else. We told them we wanted 4.4 watt RGBW product, and each one comes in its own little bag labeled with length and lead, so we knew where everyone went. It turned out really slick. Next are the hanger closet bars. This is fairly new, well, about a year and a half old from Alloy, but this is really great. They're available in white or aluminum. Again, the best thing here is to get an accurate measurement and let Alloy do the rest. They recommend the 6.6 watt tape, which gives you 680 lumens per foot at a 95 CRI. So you can easily tell the difference between navy blue and black when you go into your closet. But let Alloy do the rest. You tell them what tape you want in there. You tell them what size, the finish. They will send you back a quote, easy order form, everything. Makes it really simple. One form, you're good to go. Here's an example of that form. Again, they're using the tape light there. They will cut this down, to exactly whatever you need. You send it in, they send you back a quote, and then you can just reference that quote on your PO, and you're good to go. Next is a little slim dim. So this is a remote control, but it can double as a wireless wall switch too, which it does come with. It just pops right off, just held in there with a magnet. So this is where, if you're kind of doing a retro job or remodel job and it's not as easy to get everything wired, this is a great device. There's a receiver that goes with this. So really the process is you got your household current, goes to your driver like it normally would. Then your driver gets wired to this remote receiver, and then the receiver goes to your tape. So there's two options here. One is they make one of these switches for the RGBW product and another just for the white color tape. So if you're just doing 27, 3, 3500, so two separate switches there, make sure you pay attention to that one to orient it. They both will obviously turn the switch on and off. They'll dim it. The RGB will do the color changing. So in conclusion, we went through some new product that really provides some great value with Alloy. I tell people they are not the cheapest. If you're looking for the cheapest tape light, cheapest this, cheapest that, they're not the ones. But their value, the bang for your buck that you get with them, the output, the warranty, CRI, everything that their service team does, Alloy's the way to go. They make it easy to quote, easy to order. They provide solutions for difficult projects. So at this time, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them now. This webinar has been recorded, I hope, Tammy, and it'll be available on our YouTube channel. And again, we'll have another showing of this tomorrow at 1 o'clock live. Oh, and I'll make a note on here, with the 4th of July coming up next weekend, we're taking next week off. Not the whole week, not all of us, just for webinars. So we're taking a webinar week off. Okay, I don't see any questions. Tammy, anything else you'd like to add?
Nope, that was great. We will see you in a couple of weeks.